Hey guys and gals, Von Baden back. Yesterday was actually not too bad outside and felt pretty good, so I was able to get out and get a lot of sanding and shaping and doing this and that I have not been able to do. So to kind of get you up to speed on where things are at, I have my pieces cut out for my mask that I have not glued together yet. In case you're wondering, you hear some cooing. It's cold enough that I had needed to bring the birds in for the winter, so that's a story for a different day. So to kind of get you up to speed, other than the mask getting cut out, I got to get my gun and get it kind of knocked down some of the rough edges. I got a little bit of cleanup to still do on it with heat gun and whatnot. Basically, see if that'll focus. This is somewhat close to what I want this gun to end up being like. Granted, this gun is way shorter than this one, but that's all right. Because this just kind of give me an idea of what I want to add, how I want to build up areas and get those extra details in there. There you go. You can see that a little bit better. This is taken from Wesley Snipes, the Blade, the Daywalker gun. That's what that is. And granted, this gun won't be exactly like that because this will have a silencer on it and a bunch of other stuff. But I'm going to use, like I said, this kind of as reference and give me some ideas or directions that I want to go with it and keep them fresh in my mind. On the other notes, I did get to work on my heart here for Dead Jack. We'll go over this heart in just a second. I also got to make Dead Jack a bit gooey now. He is all clear coated and sealed up and looks very wet. Scrumptious sounding. And as you also seen in there, I have the tube is painted. I gotta go through and do the spirals on it to paint them silver, so there is a spring look to it. What I'm going to do with the heart now is there's still some of this roughness. I'm gonna go over this with the heat gun to kind of knock some of this down. And then I'm also going to use wood burner to kind of mold some of this roughness down that's around here. Once I get that done, the next step for me is I'm going to take and with the hot glue gun do some veining, but more of the trunk veining, so the bigger fatter ones that go across and around the heart. I'm going to do a couple of those, and then I'm going to Mod Podge with toilet paper over the whole thing. The reason for that is with the toilet paper, when you go and you let's see if I got a brush nearby. There we go. When you do the toilet paper and you've put the toilet paper over it and you got your Mod Podge, you can take and push from one edge and then from the other edge, and it will give you those ridges. It's here on, I might as well just take that off for a hot second because it's just gonna get a little old. But if you look at all those little ridges and stuff, those will come out off of those trunk lines, and it will give more of a veiny looking or smaller veins off of the main trunks is the look I'm going for. Then I will go through and paint this. I'm thinking of going a deep red on the main trunk, and then coming back and doing probably this purple. Does it have an exact color written on it? Silly goose, of course not. Well, it's a purple. That's what it is. And I'll do that on the main trunk veins, and then the smaller ones off of that. Then and the ends, which, like I said, this is very rough, and that's fine. I just needed to get it knocked down enough to where it wasn't flat here. But I will take the wood burner and melt those down a bit and smooth it out, because some of the areas you really can't get into real well with a Dremel, which is kind of what I ran into. It did fairly well, but I need to take it down more. But in those little spots is where I was talking about doing with the glue gun. You can get different colored glue sticks. I have a red glue stick that I used on my bone book case a couple years back, and I wanted the candle to look like it was bleeding as it was melting, and I used that on there. So I'll do some of the glue out of there so it looks like it's dripping down, and then when I put it in his mouth, like so, I will make sure to kind of do some of the hot glue dripping from the teeth down. Same thing on the bottom, kind of glue it in there and make it look like he took a big bite out of a juicy heart. Other things that I got working on, I got some of the shaping of this done, so I can start working on getting it a little bit more molded, so I can start adding legs, and then the tail, of course. I got working on this. I like this pattern. This was, see what ended up happening, and I like how it came out, but I want to do something entirely different on this side. I'm thinking about going through and on the scarab or whatever in the swooshes on this, doing maybe the hot glue kind of trace over it so it lifts it up, and that's what I'm thinking about there. I'm not sure. I want to do something different. I don't want to do the same pattern over here. Maybe I'll leave it plain. I don't know, but that's where that's at right now. I did get the hands. They also will need to be, I'll have to go through and do some wood burning cleanup, but I did get the hands kind of shaped, and I got the knuckle joints to where I can bend them over, and as you can see, I mean, granted it's not perfect, but once I bend them and heat them up, they'll stay a little bit more, and then once they get glued together, then I'll be able to get the next step going where I'm adding material, say hi to you, and be able to put the brackets on the hands to where this will go over my mouth, but with two of them, of course. So that's gotten done, and like I said, I want to knock these down a bit more with some heat, and then with the wood burner to make it a little bit easier to get in there to clean up some of the stuff that the Dremel, I couldn't get in there with a small enough bit to get cleaned up with the heat from the wood burner you can get in there in those tight quarters and melt it down a bit to where you have the shapes that you're looking for. So that's where we're at. Hopefully you found this interesting. This is actually a tube that we bought for the swimming pool, and it didn't fit. So we were going to take it back, never got taken back. So now it's becoming part of Deadhead Jack there. So that's where I'm at with things. Hopefully you found something interesting. Stay tuned for the next updates. Hopefully I'm gonna have more stuff done on all of these projects to show you the progress you can make with them. And till then, I will see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.